school for art when I can't fucking draw? So how the fuck did I expect to fucking keep up my grades when I just don't have the fucking skill for it? I mean, that's why I wanted to go, to learn how to draw and shit, but it didn't happen. It was dumb. It was a stupid idea. I was great at doing my 3D animation projects. I got good grades on that, but in all my other fucking 3D classes, it's like, here, you gotta sculpt it and model the fucking thing. Modeling is bullshit. Sculpting's better, but sculpting, once again, you need some form of fluent art skill. And now you gotta fucking texture it, and you gotta rig it, and you gotta fucking paint it and whatever, and it's just so much bullshit that I don't like to do. I like 3D animation. 3D animation, I understand it. It's fine, you know? Cause like, you just fucking take the fucking arm and you put it wherever you want it to be, and you set how long the time is, and there you go. It's simple. It's so fucking simple than like any other form of art. 3D animation. It's so simple, and I understand it, and it's fun to do. But then school, when you go to school for a specific thing, they expect you to take all these other fucking courses, even if you suck at it or don't plan on using any of it. They expect you to do all this, and even if you suck and don't want to do it, too bad, you have to, or else you're still not allowed to graduate. And you have to do whole fucking courses based around it. Like, there were other courses that, like, I had no intention of taking, yet I apparently had to take. And it just didn't make any fucking sense. And it's the same reason why I didn't immediately go back for video editing. It's something that I like to do, and I have experience with, and I even have some skill in with. Like, I'm not going to fucking go into that class because I'd have to go into a complete filmmaking course, and I would have to do shit like cinematography. I fucking hate cinematography. I fucking hate it. I can imagine, like, the actual, camera positions and shots and everything. That's all fine to imagine and stuff and to set up. I can set it up and, tell someone, hey, I want this shot to look like this. But doing it myself, I fucking hate cinematography because it never looks good when I do it. Because, once again, it's a skill that I don't have, and also I don't want it. And then another thing, fucking, when it comes to writing, I can write when I want to write something, and I know what I want to write, and I have something to write. But if, usually in school, they're just like, every single time, it's always like, fucking write a true story that is based around this type of situation. It's just like, my life's boring as shit, nothing like that has ever happened to me, and I really don't want to write about something that fucking boring anyways. So I always just fucking bitch to the teachers like, I don't have anything to write, and I don't want to write this. And then they're just like, well, then fucking make something up. Why didn't you give me that as an option to do in the first place? I can easily make up some bullshit story, but I'm still not gonna like to do it, and it's still gonna take me forever because I don't want to do it because it's something boring. It has to be based in fucking reality. Fuck, like, if it's something that's directly on my mind, like I just got done playing either a really good or a really bad game, I'll go and I'll fucking write a, like, 2-paragraph review on Steam, which is more than I've ever been willing to write in school. School's fucking stupid. You know what? I'm gonna cut the beginning of this video out, and I'm just gonna talk about school. Fuck it. I've always wanted to fucking start doing ranting videos, and for some reason, I'm able to do it now without getting up and pacing around my fucking room, so I'm just gonna go with this. School fucking sucks. School makes no sense. They don't teach you important things. It's so stupid. I hate school so much. I had to deal with it for so many years. And even now, like, because I can't find a job, my fucking family all says, like, well, then you gotta go back to school for some sort of fucking trade. because that's the only other thing you can get into. I only got into my art course out of pure fucking luck, and also because they don't take any sort of art portfolio or anything. They just saw that I took artistic-esque classes, and they're just like, yeah, he likes art, fucking put him in. I didn't even have the basic fucking basic marks in English and math that they wanted from me to get in, yet they still let me in. So they obviously just wanted to take my money. But fucking, what was I gonna say before? What was I gonna say? Oh god, I always do this when I ramble. I go down a tangent and then I try and circle back around. I'm just like, wait, what was the other point I was trying to make? God damn it. The other point I was trying to make or talk about. School doesn't teach you anything important, and school just treats you like shit. All right. Yes, I remember now. My family wants me to take a fucking trade because my family has always been, you know, the hardworking, labor kind of people. My family has always done that. Down the lines, down the generations, and it's just like, not only do I not want to do that, but I'm incapable of doing that kind of work. I'm too much of a little bitch to bear that shit, and I'm also just not physically fit enough to do any of that type of work. So for them to tell me, you know, well then, if you don't find a job before you're off of welfare, you're gonna have to go into a trade. I'm not fucking doing that, because I don't want to learn that shit. I'm not going to be able to do that work anyways, and I really don't want to go into more debt taking courses for something that I just don't want to fucking do. Unless I can find the perfect school where I can just learn the exact things that I want to and that I know I'm capable of doing, great. Someone point me out to this school right fucking now. But until then, college is just a waste of goddamn time. But that's enough about college. How about regular school? You know, fucking regular school, you know, middle school, high school, elementary school, who gives a shit? Learn your ABCs, 1, 2, 3s, fuck around on the monkey bars during recess. Oh, it's elementary school. Nothing really happens then, and then fucking middle school hits. And it's the worst fucking for where I lived in fucking New Brunswick, they had 3-year middle schools and 4-year high schools instead of the other way around. But yeah, it's fucking worst 3 years of your fucking life. Middle school just turns everyone into the worst fucking versions of themselves in any possible multi-reality. It's just, why? I constantly made a mistake, especially recently, by telling people that, oh, don't worry about middle school. When you get into high school, people are going to leave you the fuck alone. That's not actually true. If anything, it'll still continue in high school and might actually be worse depending on where you live. People just left me alone during high school because I started standing up for myself near the end of middle school. I started punching people in the face because they wouldn't leave me the fuck alone. So everyone then just left me alone. I started breaking off ties with some of the shit friends I had. People started leaving me alone, so high school wasn't that bad. It was still pretty fucking bad. I primarily wanted to move in with my mom, which was the worst decision of my life because I wanted a better education. Because I knew Sussex was a shitty school, but then when we moved to Edmonton, it was better, but they didn't really try that hard to improve me. And when they tried to make me sound like a retard. And they tried to get me to like, hey, you need help finding a part-time job, young high schooler? And I was just like, sure. Like, they dragged me into this random room one day and they asked me this shit. I'm just like, sure. I've never even been to this part of the school before, but yeah, that sounds great. And then they give me this application form, like a weird resume type thing. And at the top, it says, like, resume for fucking special needs kids. I'm just like, I'm not fucking special needs, excuse me? And I just immediately put it in the fucking garbage. Like, I might have some problems, but I'm not a fucking retard. And that's just a huge fucking insult. I've never been tested for anything at this point in my life. How the fuck, you're just assuming that I'm mentally challenged which is the most fucked up thing a school has ever done. That, like, to me personally, like, how fucked is that? They tell me I'm fucking mentally challenged when I don't have any papers or testing to prove that. You're just assuming that shit. It's just so fucking dumb and stupid. And especially my, when I was in American Sign Languages for half a semester, because I just needed some extra credits, so I took that class. And the teacher, holy fuck, he basically called me, well, he didn't call me a retard in my face. He was deaf. He couldn't talk, so he writ it down, because it was still early in the semester. I couldn't really understand him that much. But still, he technically called me a retard right to my face. So he was just like, he wrote down like, yeah, we need to do this like testing thing, which no other teacher has done for me, and the school has never mentioned to me before. So like, why do I have to do this now in your class? Unless you specifically asked to do this testing with me because for some reason you think I'm a fucking retard. That's the only shitty thing that going to high school in Edmonton has ever done to me. That, and given me a super shitty social studies teacher that when I was sick for 2 weeks and missed an entire chapter of work and came back and asked like, hey, I was fucking sick with the flu for 2 weeks. I obviously couldn't come to school or anything, but I would be happy to come in after school and catch up on things, which is something I would usually never do, but obviously this was my last semester and it was, you know, one of the last classes that I needed in order to graduate. Like, of course I'm going to put in as much work as I can. I can't completely miss a whole chapter and expect to pass. I have to come back in and learn this shit. And he tells me no. He tells me fucking no. He tells me no. I've already taught this to everyone. I'm not teaching this to you again. What the fuck? I somehow managed to pass that class. I don't know fucking how. And I only, you know, that only came up for me telling the principals all this shit afterwards. He fired. He got fired. Yeah, he fired. He gone. Obviously, they're not gonna let a fucking teacher like that still teach. So, that's great. But yeah, high school, the 1 year I spent back in New Brunswick, the shithole I grew up in, the teachers didn't care, because they knew everyone was just getting high and everyone just didn't care, and the town was a shithole with nobodies who would never do anything. So the teachers didn't care. As long as you showed up, they would pass you, pretty much. So it was just a fucking bad education, so that's why I decided to move. But I mean, I don't know about them teachers calling me a retard. School is stupid. School needs to start telling you things like how to do your fucking taxes. Yeah, you can just go to a place like TD and get them to do it for you, but high school doesn't even tell you that. They don't even tell you, yeah, you can just go to TD and get them to do it. They don't tell you anything at all, and it's so fucking stupid. They need to teach you how to do taxes. They need to teach you more about job searching stuff, because that's what you're probably going to be doing immediately after high school and or college. And unless, like, finding jobs your major in college, they're not going to teach you any of that either, so might as well do it in high school. But they fucking don't. They tell you how to make a resume, and they might have like 1 or 2 classes in math class on how to like budget your food and shit, which doesn't matter if you don't actually know what you're going to be doing after high school anyways, which is another thing high school could be doing, helping you, you know, guide you towards what you actually want to be doing, because most kids in high school don't really fucking know. They might have some rough ideas, but they probably don't know that much. Holy fuck. Like, Jesus. And like, they say high schools pride themselves on guiding kids towards what they want to do, whatever that is, by, you know, having so many options for kids to choose from. How do you expect them to choose one of these classes when they don't know what they want to do? And how do you expect them to choose one of these random classes when they need to continue on with those classes for 3 classes in order to get full credits for them. You're limiting people into going into these classes. You're scaring them away from experimenting because you also make it a requirement to keep on with those things, whether you like it or not at that point, in order to graduate. Like, it's so fucking dumb. Word to the wise. This is a very good tip for when you're in school. When you go to high school, they usually have you take a mandatory gym class. Just 1 semester, 1 gym class. And then you don't have to take gym again. Don't take gym again, even if you just want some extra credits. Don't take gym again. Because the first go around of gym, you know, everyone's got to do it. Every type of person is going to be in that class. But if you go into it again, it's just all the jockey meatheads. And during my second time back in gym was the only time I was bullied at all during that school, during, you know, being in the Edmonton school. That was the only time I was bullied while I was there, because the jock kids were just like, you fucking suck. Get out of the fucking way. What are you doing? Like, I don't even know how to fucking play half of these sports. And you're gonna bully me because of it. And then, like, the one specific kid who was bullying me about all of this, it was only him. And he used to play soccer, but he dropped out. Yet he was still taking gym class so fucking seriously. And I remember bitching to him, like, dude, none of this shit matters after high school anyways. Why do you care so much right now? It's really, why do you? Especially because you're obviously not going to be continuing on with your, you know, career of trying to do sports, since you already, you know, dropped out of your fucking hockey team. Why the fuck do you care so much? I really don't understand, and I don't see the point. And after the fucking gym classes, after we've talked our shit over, we'd be in the fucking locker room, and he'd be telling his friends, like, oh, this fucking dick kid's being a fucking dumbass. Fucking dumb little kid, fucking... Yeah, just saying a bunch of dumb random shit. And his friends were just like, oh yeah. Like, they didn't even fucking care. They didn't even fucking give a shit. They thought he was fucking stupid as well, obviously. It was fucking hilarious. Oh my god. Fuck, dude. You think I should just fucking turn this into a podcast? I'm gonna upload this shit just raw to my second channel and fucking see where it goes. I don't fucking know. Bottom line, school's stupid. And after high school, which you should try and at least graduate high school no matter how shitty it is, and you should always try your best. Like with me growing up, school was always harder because I didn't know I had ADHD and I didn't know I had dyslexia and all this other shit. So teachers didn't cut me slack, and I got really shitty grades, and I can never retain information that school gives me easily. And you know, it's just harder for me to get good grades in schools. My grades were always 50s and 60s. Which out here 50 is still a passing mark. I understand in most places 60 is the minimum. Jesus, Discord. Oh god. But yeah, it's a lot harder for me, but it's not for most other people to retain the information school teaches you. So do your best in high school at least, and if you know what you want to do and you have skill in it, then go into college for something. But if you don't think college is for you, don't waste your money going to it. Don't go into debt for something that you know you either don't have the proper skill in right now, or you have to learn a bunch of other bullshit that you hate and aren't going to be able to keep up with. This is a fucking top hat Zach rambling video. I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm really lost right now. I'm just doing my best. I'll talk to you guys later. How the fuck do you pause this? Fuck.